Hi, in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about small signal analysis of CE amplifier with and without bypassing capacitor. Okay, so our objective here is to study the effect of bypassing capacitor. What is the role of bypassing capacitor? So we are going to split this as two sections, where in one section we'll discuss the CE amplifier without bypassing capacitor. Next we'll discuss CE amplifier with bypassing capacitor. So I'll take up the voltage divider circuit or your self bias circuit. So here there's no capacitor which is connected across your RE. So which is the bypassing capacitors, because C1 and C2 are coupling capacitors. So the capacitor that comes in shunt with your RE is your bypassing capacitor, because for your AC signal, okay, your capacitor will provide the shortest path. So therefore the effect of RE will be bypassed. Okay, so the AC signal will not will not take up this path. It will not flow through your RE. It will bypass that. So therefore it is called as your bypassing capacitor. So now we'll take up the AC equivalent of the amplifier which we have taken. So your DC supply is being connected to ground. The coupling capacitors are shorted. And we have taken the first scenario as without bypassing capacitor. So there's no bypassing capacitors here. Okay, so we'll do the small signal analysis of that by replacing your transistor with the hybrid pi model. Okay, so I am not including my R0 because that will lead your calculation to be complex. So I leave the R0 for the moment so that it can be taken as an approximate value. Okay, so here it is your this parallel combination of R1 and R2, it is taken as R dash, and this is R pi and this is RE. The current through your RE will be equal to IB plus GM V pi, because when you apply KCL at this node, it is IB that current flows through as well as GM V pi that is also flowing through. So we are interested in finding out what is your Zi, what is your Z0, and what is your voltage gain and what is your current gain. So first we take up Zi, which is Vs by Is. So you can see that these two are in parallel, which is reduced to R dash, and there is one more combination, this arm R pi Re, this arm. So this arm will come in shunt with this R dash, but the current through R pi will be IB, but the current through your Re will be, it is IB plus GM V pi. Okay, so your Zi is equal to Ri is equal to Vs by Is, where Vs will be equal to, it is the drop across your R pi resistor plus the drop across your emitter resistor, which is GM V pi Re, but your V pi will be equal to IB R pi. So it is IB times, it is R pi plus GM R pi Re. Okay, so this is your Vs. We will reduce this as a impedance RB. Okay, so this R pi and Re with different current, we'll reduce this as a RB. So where my RB will be equal to, it is Vs by IB, which is R pi plus GM R pi Re. And what is your Zi? It is R dash parallel this impedance. So your Zi will be equal to, it is R dash parallel RB. Next, voltage gain. Voltage gain is given as V0 by Vs. Okay, so if you take your V0 is nothing but the drop across your RC. You can see this IC and RC, they are opposite in nature. Okay, so therefore you can write your V0 is equal to minus IC RC. So what is your IC? It is GM V pi. Okay, so it is minus GM V pi. Instead of V pi, we can write that as IB into R pi times RC. And your Vs is equal to IB times, it is R pi plus GM R pi into Re. So substituting this relation, we get here it is minus Gm R pi Rc by R pi plus Gm R pi Re. So R pi is going to be very very small compared to your Gm R pi Re. So therefore when you make an approximation, this could be neglected. So you end up with Gm R pi Rc, this is Gm R pi Re. So Gm R pi will get cancelled, you get it is approximately it is minus Rc by Re, where minus indicates that since it is a common emitter configuration, your input and output have a phase shift of 180 degree. Next, the current gain. A is equal to I naught by Is. So your Is is nothing but it is Vs by input impedance, which is R dash parallel Rb. And your I naught is equal to Ic, which is Gm V pi, which is Gm Ib times R pi. And we have already formed the that is an arm where we have written this equation while taking up your input impedance. We have written this is Vs is equal to Ib times this is your Rb, right? So it is Vs is equal to Ib times Rb, or Ib can be written as Vs by Rb. So that relation I have used. So your A becomes it is I naught by Is, which is Gm R pi divided by Rb times it is R dash parallel Rb. Next, the output impedance. Output impedance is given by V0 by I0. So Vs is being set to 0. We'll remove your Rc. So then it becomes Vs is equal to 0. Then your Is is equal to 0. Ib equal to 0. So Gm R pi Ib is approximately 0. Across your Rc alone, we are measuring the resistance. Therefore, Z0 is equal to R0 is equal to Rc. Next, we include this bypassing capacitor C. So now when we draw the AC equivalent circuits, we know that the coupling capacitors, wherever you find the capacitors, these capacitors will be shorted, because for AC signal, your capacitors will provide the least impedance path. Okay, so when you draw the AC equivalent circuit, you can see that your capacitor is being shorted. So RE parallel short. So this becomes your RE is being connected to the ground. Okay, so that is what I said, that for AC signals, the AC signal will bypass this emitter resistors and they will go through your CE capacitor. Okay, so your RE will be bypassed, or RE does not have any effect. So the circuit gets reduced to it is R1 parallel R2, which is termed as R dash as similar. Then you are replacing a transistor with the hybrid pi model, which is R pi Gm V pi. Since the model is now easier to analyze, I include the R0 effect also. So it is R0, Rc, and this is your I0. So we are going to find out what is your Zi, what is your Z0, okay, your voltage, the voltage gain, and then the current gain. So first we will take the input impedance. The input impedance is nothing but it is Vs by Is. All these three are in parallel. So therefore that will be the Zi for the amplifier. So Zi is given as R1 parallel, R2 parallel, R pi, out of which R pi is a very small value resistor. So therefore when the resistors are in parallel, the equivalent resistance will be closer to the lowest. So out of these three, this is the lowest. So your R equivalent or your Zi or your Ri will be closely equivalent to your R pi. Okay, next voltage gain. AV is given as V0 by Vs, and you can see here your V0 is nothing but this is the current source. These two are in parallel, so it is minus Gm V pi times it is R0 parallel Rc. That will be my V0, and my Vs is nothing but I can write that as it is Ib times R pi. My Vs is equal to Ib times R pi. So substituting this relation, you get it is minus Gm R0 parallel Rc. Out of this R0 and Rc will be the smaller value. So equivalent resistance will be the closer to the smallest. So therefore AV is approximately my Gm times minus Gm times Rc. Negative sign indicates that input and output signals have 180 degree phase shift. Next, the current gain. A is equal to I0 by Is. Your I0 is equal to Ic is equal to Gm V pi, which is nothing but Gm Ib times R pi, and Is is equal to approximately it is Ib, because R dash is very greater compared to R pi, so therefore we neglect that. So A becomes it is I0 by Is, which is Gm R pi. Output impedance Z0 is equal to V0 by I0. So as your Thevenin's equivalent, we make your voltage source as 0. When voltage Vs is been set to 0, your Is is equal to 0, Ib is equal to 0, or it appears like the collector, there is an open current source with internal impedance R0. Externally we have the RC which is being connected. So your Z0 is equal to R0 is equal to which is small R0 parallel RC. So out of this, your RC will be the smallest value. So you can claim that it is approximately RC. Now I have provided a voltage divided bias with some modification. You can see here I have included one resistor, that is your RE resistor, and then another resistor which is been bypassed. Okay, so through this resistor there will be surely the DC signal will flow through, your AC signal will flow through this RE resistor, and it will bypass only the effect of your RE1. It will not bypass the effect of your RE. So when AC signal is applied, it flows through this resistor RE, and it coming here, it takes up this path and it will bypass your RE1. Okay, so that is the modification which is been done to your self bias. Okay, this is one of the thing to study. So I have replaced the transistor to measure the small signal model. I have taken up the AC equivalent circuit. So you can see that your bypassing capacitor is been shorted, your coupling capacitors are shorted. Now replace the transistor with the hybrid pi model. So it is RB which is equal to R1 parallel R2, and this is your resistor RE where the current through this is IB plus GM times B pi, and this is the RC. So this circuit or this AC equivalent circuit is as similar as we seen earlier. See here. So this and this circuit also, okay, inserting the hybrid model, this is what the resultant circuit is, and this is what here also we get it. Okay, so we can use up the derivation which is being obtained there. Okay, so this RE resistor will have its effect, RE and RE1 will have their effect for DC operating voltages. Okay, to determine your DC operating voltage, both RE and RE1 will play the role, but for coming to the AC, this RE1 has got no role to play, and only it is the RE which has got the role to play. So this is as similar as the case 1 which we have taken. So therefore the input impedance is now it is RB parallel ZB, maybe the notation we have used a different. Okay, and the voltage gain is approximately minus RC by RE, and the current gain it is GM R pi by it is ZB into ZB parallel RB, and your output impedance is RC. So now take up the summary. So without bypassing capacitor and with bypassing capacitor. So without bypassing capacitor, the input impedance is better because it is R dash parallel RB, where R dash is R1 parallel R2, which is your bias resistor. So those are better values, and the voltage gain is small, it is AV is equal to minus RC by RE. But with bypassing capacitors, okay, you can see the input impedance RI is a very small quantity. Okay, so with bypassing capacitor, the input impedance reduces, but the voltage gain you can see AV is equal to minus GM times RC. So this has been comparatively improved. Okay, so that is what we have to understand with the with and without bypassing capacitor. With bypassing capacitor, input impedance is low, but the voltage gain is high. Without bypassing capacitor, input impedance is better, but the voltage gain will be low. So these are all the reference textbooks which I have referred. Thank you.